Hey guys, welcome to workout number 3 of the at-home workout series. So today we're going to do a simple workout to get the heart rate up, and then I'm going to go over a bunch of different things you guys can do with bands at home so that we can make sure we're getting in that resistance training that's going to be really important for making sure we maintain muscle during this time where we're not really able to get into the gym and do our normal routines. So the workout's going to be 4 minutes of work followed by 1 minute of rest. During that 4 minutes, you're going to do as many reps of the following 3 exercises that you can. You're going to do 50 burpees, followed by 50 jacks, and then lastly, we're going to lean over in the chair and you're going to do a reverse fly. So that's going to look like this. You can add weight to that. If you can add some resistance to it, just like before using the cans, that would be great. So you're going to do 4 rounds of that. Now for the standing population, you're going to do the same thing, 4 minutes on, 1 minute of rest. You're going to do 40 step-ups. So you're going to find a stair, or your staircase. You're going to step up onto the first stair and then step back down, alternating feet the whole time. Then you're going to do 15 push-ups. And then lastly, we're going to do that same reverse fly with some weight. Just the way I just did it there. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoy that one. Now let's get into what we can do with the bands. Alright guys, so we've got our bands. The first thing we're going to start with is just the chest press. So it's real easy. All you do is take the band, put your hands all the way on the outside, wrap it around, and then we're just going to put it over our shoulders, behind our back, and then you're just going to press out. Now on the opposite end of that, you can take it, put it out in front of you, keep your hands wrapped around it, and we can do that reverse fly so we can hit the back of the shoulder, which is a very important area for us to make sure we're getting work with. Okay, so let's go over 4 really good upper body movements we can do with the band along with the chest press and the reverse fly we just went over. So the first thing you need to do is find something really sturdy in the house to be able to wrap the band around. Just don't do anything flimsy. It needs to be sturdy, something that won't break and won't allow the band to snap back at you. Obviously we don't want that, it's really dangerous. So once you wrap it around something sturdy, the first thing we're going to do is a curl. So you're going to grab the band with your thumbs pointed up, and then you're just going to do a hammer curl. Now to add to that, you can just turn your palms towards you, and then we're getting the resistance of a normal dumbbell curl. Then you can wrap your hands around it to get that extra resistance, and then we can do a row where you're just pulling back, brushing those elbows right next to your sides. Okay? Now you can actually bring the band and sit on it, and then we can do a shoulder press. So we'll just bring it up behind us like this, press overhead. And then lastly, you can do a tricep extension along with that shoulder press. So you can do a shoulder press where you're just going up and down, and then elbows in tight, hands behind you, and then you're just extending overhead. And then we get a really good tricep extension. So there we go. Those 6 total movements do a really good job of hitting all the major muscle groups in the upper body. So let's talk about what we need to focus on when we're doing these resistance training exercises to make sure we're getting the most benefit out of them. Alright guys, so just a few things we want to focus on when we're using the bands for the resistance training. You are going to adapt to using them over time. So there's a couple things you can do to make sure you're always increasing the amount of work you're doing so that you're always getting a benefit from it. We don't want to just get stuck doing the same amount of reps and the same amount of sets every workout. We need a way to build onto that. So what we can do is, 1, increase the amount of sets. So if you start out doing 2 sets of everything, eventually work up to doing 3 sets, then 4 sets. The other thing you can do is build reps. So when it comes to using the bands, because they're pretty subjective, it's not like using free weights where you just grab a 35 and then after a few weeks you grab a 40. What we do with the bands, because we can't change the resistance a lot unless you have multiple bands. If you have different resistances, just grab the next level resistance once the first one becomes too easy. But you also want to focus on trying to come as close to failure with each set as you can. And by failure, I mean doing the movement with good form until you don't feel like you can complete another rep with good form. It's not until you can't complete another rep. You need to make sure it's always with good form. So that's how we can make sure we're always progressing. It's either increasing the sets, increasing the amount of resistance, meaning the resistance of each band, or by increasing reps and always making sure we're staying close to failure. So an easy way to think of this is if you start out doing 2 sets of each movement the first week, and you do anywhere from 10 to 15 repetitions with each movement, and that's how you get close to failure. The following week, you can either see if you can push into the 15 to 20 rep range, or you can add another set and do 3 sets of every movement. So those are just the easy ways we can make sure we're still progressing and always making sure the exercises are challenging. Okay guys, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed it. The workout should be, pretty difficult. Should get the heart rate pumping, but I really want you to also try and get those band workouts in at least 2 to 3 times a week, if not more. It's going to be really hard for all of us over the next few weeks, maybe months, to try and maintain a lot of that muscle we've worked so hard to put on. So doing the resistance training, and specifically with bands, that's a really good way to try and maintain as much of that as you can over this period of time. So I'll be back with you on Thursday. We'll just have a normal workout to go through, similar to what we did last week. And then on Tuesdays, I am going to try and put a little more into the videos as far as info, maybe some nutrition, do some dumbbells, do some lower body band stuff for the standing population. Just try and get a bunch of stuff out there for you guys. So until Thursday, have a good one and stay safe. I'll see you guys later.